Hey, good day traders. Today we're looking at RGNA for November 28th, 2011. This is Chartman and I'm going to bring you a technical analysis on today's stock. So we're looking at the stock here. We see a lot of sideways movement here, but we also see a lot of volatility in the stock, and that can present excellent trading opportunities. So what we want to do is find key support and resistance areas and try and exit on resistances and enter on support. So if we take a look at some key support and key resistance areas, we're going to draw a lot of vertical lines, and we can start to see some very key support areas and resistance areas being developed. Let's start with some support levels right around 1 cent. We've got some recent test here back at the very beginning of July, and we came down below again a second time on a dip, and we tested it again. Now if we look recently at the other dips that we had here, we have 1.3 cents was a low, and you can see that we currently are touching it here on today's trading. The next low we can look at is around 1.5 cents. You can see a previous dip here, and then again behaved as quite a bit of support here for a long period of time. So we've got some key support levels, and you can see that if you could enter around the 15 or 1.5 cent area, plenty of opportunities to get out around the 2.5 cent area or 2 cent area. You could be playing this multiple times almost every single day. Now we can also see some resistance areas. You can see clearly there's a lot of resistance here right around the 2.5 cent area. You can see we're testing it up in here, and of course we hit 2.4 and 2.35 here as well. Also we can see right around the 3 cent area we had some previous support, and then it became resistance. So these are basic resistance areas. I'm actually going to draw one more right around the 2 cent area, because this was a very prime opportunity to get out or sell here quite a few times here right around the 2 cent area. So as I've mentioned here, we can look for overbought and oversold signals as well using the CCI. You can see that when we peaked here at about 235, overbought signal when it's spiked all the way up to 200. Again, we saw another overbought signal here as it crossed the signal line here around the 2 cent mark. And of course, we've got multiple oversold points anywhere below around 200, negative 200 on the CCI is giving us those oversold areas. So if we draw a support area right along here, you could basically try and time your trades for entries along these dips. And we've got another possible entry coming in right here. You can see that this low point has been touched a few times. It suggests the stock's oversold. If you had bought right here at 1 cent, you had the opportunity for a 250% gain by selling it on the overbought signal here at 2.35. So where we're at currently right now, certainly looking like an oversold signal. We can also look at the volume. We've got a lot of volume, which is a lot of liquidity. Now this is only something that's happened over the last 2 weeks, so that generates a lot of opportunity to get in and out of the stock with more than a few $100s. So you can actually start to put larger sums into this particular stock, and you should be feeling fairly comfortable that this stock will have the liquidity to get in and out of in a very reasonable amount of time. And this is something that's only really happened over the last 2 weeks, so that's also interesting to note as well. We can also see that this is the slow STO is sort of giving us short-term momentum trades. You can see that when it's moving up, it's in an upward trend, and when it's moving down, it's in a downward trend. So what we're seeing here is the stock is in a downward trend, but what's interesting to note is it's been in a downtrend for quite a number of trading days, and that trend does not last forever. We're probably getting close to the end of that downtrend. Something that can sort of signal that a downtrend is coming near the end is when we start to see volume spike in a downtrend. So we've got here a few red trading days, and today's trading volume was more significant than the previous ones. That could suggest that there's more interest starting to come into the stock. You can see it came down to about the 0.13 cent area, and looks like we had a little bit of a lift. So that's a positive sign. We could see a continuation of that upward move from the end of the day dip, and we've tested here another support. Very likely could hold. If not, then certainly the 1 cent area would be a very excellent buying opportunity. I think this has an opportunity to take a bounce from here, considering we're getting that oversold signal here on the CCI. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, I'm not an investment advisor, so don't use this as any buy or sell recommendation. Until next time, happy trading.